Psalm 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. But He shall give His angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder. The young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because He hath set His love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him, and show him my salvation.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers, and peace and blessing salutation to the hopeful elect out there pushing His word in truth and in sincerity. Oh, Shalaki, across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Shem Al-Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Shem Al-Shah. And what I want to get into today, going into, all right, we're in the spiritual preseason, we are in a spiritual preseason. What I did was look up that word preseason, to kind of set the foundation of the lesson, because we know, all right, that we are going to be tested at an all-time high in the times to come. Our faith is finna be tested like never before. You see, we have to prepare ourselves spiritually to endure these things, man. So while, we have this sense of normalcy and, we have this grace period, we should be investing in the spirit, investing in things that get us close to Yahweh Shem Al-Shah. And one of the things the main thing that we can invest is our time, making the adjustments, getting closer, practicing discipline, that's what, when you go into sports, that's what preseasons are for. So when you go, into Google, it said, what is the significance, of a preseason? It says preseason training allows you time, this grace period that we have, this is that time. Preseason training allows you time to spend working on your weaknesses. You see, they said the preseason, is a time where you work on your weaknesses, man. And how much more in the spirit should we work on what our weaknesses, man? Because when you go, let me share the Bible real quick and get some precepts. If a brother can post that real quick, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Because that's the weakness that we all have. Our weaknesses come from the flesh, That's where a lot of our weaknesses are, man. Things that we fall, weak to. Some brothers might be women, some brothers might be alcohol, food, the party life, you know, too much, video games, too much social media. All this linked to the flesh, man, and it could be a weakness within our spiritual growth, and those things that we have to work on, all right, during this spiritual preseason. So reading it again, um, this is back off Google dealing with preseason. It says preseason training allows you to spend, all right, allows you allows you time to spend working on your weaknesses. You see, increasing your tactical skills. You see, increasing your tactical skills and improving your technical ability, man. And that a lot of that also comes from, always going into the word, when you're reading, you adding precepts, to your repertoire, adding precepts to your arsenal, you watching brother videos, because a lot of when you go in the preseason as well, even with sports, what do? You watch a lot of film. You watch a lot of film. I know when I first came into the ministry, I used to watch, a lot of videos, and especially that's when it was a lot of scoffers used to come to the camp, but the scoffer era pretty much has kind of died off. They done been, hammered to pieces. But there was a lot of scoffers used to come to the camps, and when the scoffer would make points, especially if a scoffer said something that I didn't know about, that's what I went and studied, so I know how to respond. Like, because I pictured myself as if I was the brother teaching. Even before I was in the camp, I would picture myself as the brother teaching. And when he was dealing with a scoffer, and the scoffer would make their different points and arguments, well, whatever they want to argue about, whether it was history, whether it was, scripture, whether it was politics, or anything that the topic was, if I didn't know it, I would go research it. So just in case a scoffer ever came, I would be, prepared. That's how I used to kind of spiritual train, you know. But there was an off season before, I came into the camp. See, now it's game time. You see, now you just got real deal with things real time. You see, but the spiritual preseason, is a time, where we work on things and sharpen things. And see, now we in the point now, we in the camps, you brothers listen, even you sisters, man, now is the time to work on those weaknesses, man. If you was a sister that struggle, with letting the man, take charge, it's the time to work on this is now. If it's hard for you to get over that feminine spirit, if can't, if you spending too much time on social media, this is time to work on these things now. Because there's gonna come a time where when they cut these things off, all right, you ain't gonna be able to go to the bars and restaurants, and you ain't gonna be able to get on social media. We ain't gonna be able to do it. But if we've been already prepping or going without those things, all right, we gonna excel, when it's time, to go into, these times that we're coming into. Now, it says, for example, in football, which they're speaking of soccer, you may practice drills including ball control, heading, dribbling, passing, and shooting. Yeah, so you work on different areas, for what, man? So we can elevate, so we can excel, when it's time, all right, when it's game time, man. Now, let's start off with this. Let me go ahead and share, I just want to set that foundation. But let's get this in. We start off with Judges. All right, 5 and 11. It says, they that are delivered, you see, which is talking of the elect, their remnant that will be delivered from the noise of archers in the place of drawing water, there, all right, shall they rehearse the righteous acts. Yeah, the noise of archers, which is those missiles, in the place of drawing water, which is our captivity. And the chief place of captivity is in America, but our people are in captivity, globally. That's why it will be a global deliverance, from the four winds. And it said, there shall they rehearse. You see that? the righteous acts of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of the villages in Israel, then shall the people of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, go down to the gates. So it was prophesied that we will rehearse the righteous acts, within our captivity, man, before the destruction, because it said they that are delivered. You see? So let's get that word rehearse and see to give us something in the Hebrew. So it prophesied that we won't, let's say, rehearse, man. So you go into it. Yep, it says to recount, to rehearse, to tell again, man. Our pure minds have been stirred up in the right way. Our pure minds have been stirred up to righteousness. So since we've been stirred up, now we rehearse their righteous way. And one of the righteous ways of our forefathers is faith. Because right now, Yahweh Shem Al Shai is sending us, through different things to see how we're going to react. A lot of things that we go through, Yahweh Shem Al Shai is sending us through these things to see how are we going to react, man, to these things, man. So when you go to the book of Sirach, chapter 2, what does it say? It's the book of Sirach 2, and I started 1 and just read through. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. All right. And that's a trying, a trial. All right. Because even when you would try to make, different teams, especially, junior high school, or especially was in a big school, you had to have what? Tryouts, man. And that's what the temptation is, a tryout, man. Hey, because even when I was a coach of the league, I played football, that was my sport. But dealing with football, like in spring training, it will always be, all the guys out there, everybody have on their equipment and their accessories, all these different things. Everybody thought, it was all about, trying to do a spectacular catch, running touchdowns, but they didn't understand it's a trying process before you even get to that point. You see, there was times where we wouldn't even touch a football for months, man. For weeks, we just run, man. And then a lot of guys couldn't even handle that part, and they'll drop off. And then we'll get to the point where, hey, them pads come on. And then it's some guys that couldn't handle it, and they'll leave, man. And then you get to the technical part of the plays, learning the playbook, you see, and then that's where you get into the guys that's going to excel. They can conquer all those things, the conditioning, because right now we're being conditioned. You see, we're being conditioned. Let's get that word condition, see what it means. All right, because right now we're in the phase of conditioning, man. It's always the first phase. You got to get, in shape and, to perform. All right. So let's get that word condition. All right. Now this is conditioning. It's just from Google. It says the process of training or accustoming a person or animal to behave in a certain way or to accept certain circumstances. Read that again. The process of training or accustoming a person or animal to behave in a certain way or to accept certain circumstances. And see, we're being conditioned, all right, to behave in a certain way. That's why we are already used to social distancing, man. We already used to not being around these people like that, man. We already used not to being, addicted to social media, addicted to, particular things. We already being conditioned to separate from this society, man. We already being conditioned for the end of this place. That's why you brothers keep on talking about the end. The end. America is done. America is finished. DTA soon. That's conditioning. We're being conditioned for the end of this thing already, man. We're being conditioned to not trust this man. You see? So when we get in a situation, we know how to react because we've been conditioned so long. We know not to trust this guy, man. Esau, Edom. Why? Because of the conditioning. You know, it's all about repetition. It's all about repetition. That's why in practice, you run the same plays over and over and over again until it becomes natural, man. That's why. Let's get this real quick. When you go to 2 Corinthians chapter 5. All right, this 2 Corinthians 5:17 said, therefore, if any man be in Hamashiach, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. Yeah, old things are passed away. The way we used to react to situation. You see, the way, the desires that we used to have. Because see, we're going to see a lot of people that's going to be real sad, during the second lockdown, when these little liberties are snatched away from them, man. But we are already conditioned because we so vexed in this society, man. We can't wait, till this thing starts. I know the first lockdown, man, you see the earth just started rejuvenating itself, Hey, we're conditioned for this place to fall, man. It's gonna be either you're gonna bug out or you're gonna be good. You see? But we have become new creatures through what? Conditioning, man. It's a righteous conditioning that we're going through. Now, what does it say in Isaiah? Let's get that in Isaiah real quick. We just rolling in the spirit. It's Isaiah 33. All right, and 6, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, is his treasure. The fear of the Lord, which governs us, that's our treasure, man. Because through the fear of the Lord, how valuable that is, that's what's going to stop us from not bowing to the image of the beast, man. Because fear overrides love, man. You might have people that you love and things that you love, man, but that fear override that. Like, nah, I can't do that, man. I can't do that because the fear of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai is gonna override everything if we have that fear, and we're being conditioned to fear Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, man. And it says, let's go to the word stability, see if it give us some in the Hebrew, and wisdom and knowledge, because we know the script. See, the scriptures is like the playbook in this game of life. When the more you know the scriptures, the better you know the playbook. And as an athlete, when you know the playbook, you're gonna be real confident, man. Like those quarterbacks, that you see just, like they orchestrating out there. That's because they know the playbook. They know where they like a Peyton Manning. He was so confident, to the point where he'll wave off the punt team, man, 4th and 2. You can get 2 yards. Why? Because he had so much knowledge of the game. Whenever you have, that wisdom and knowledge of anything, you're going to be more confident. You're going to be more stable. You see? You're not going to react and panic because you've been here. Like when you're tired, that's why you do that condition they're running, because what? You're getting used to being tired and still functioning while you're tired. So when you get into the game and you get tired, well, you've been already functioning tired already. So this is, the norm now, So let's get Let's see, let's get that word in Hebrew. All right, stability, and it's Amah. All right, Amah, Nawah, Amah Nawah. So let's see. All right, it's a firmness. You see, fidelity. All right, which is faith, steadfastness, steadiness. Now let's see. Now you go to the strong definition. All right, literally means figuratively security, morally, fidelity. All right, set office, stability, man. So that moral fidelity, man, that's that faith, man. And we understand why these things are happening. See, people gonna bug out. They gonna be like, it's people that's not gonna have a clue why this is happening, man. You know, we understand even if it happened to our cousin, brother, sister, we know exactly why it's happening, man. We know who's behind this, man. How about Shemal Shai? He's a righteous judge. You see, understanding things like that keep us stable in these times, man. But it's people that's finna bug out, man. And you can tell, like, when you get, different athletes, they get through in the game, you can tell on their face they not comfortable, man. You see, when you don't know what's going on, you really can't function. You get somebody in the game, and I'm using sports, because everybody pretty much familiar with sports, but you get somebody that's in the game, you get the second string quarterback in, let's say he been a bullshit artist, he really ain't been putting in, and he get in there and he don't really know the playbook, he really can't function because he don't know where this player supposed to be, you know. He don't know how to read the defense. He can't function because he not familiar. He doesn't have the wisdom and knowledge. He hasn't been conditioning, man. And it's gonna show. Just like in these times, man. It's gonna show. You can't fake it in the game, it's gonna show. You see? Yep, just like this brother said, my brother Bayan Yashala, Shalom to all you Akim, Akwatim on the comment board. Now, this is the brother Bayan Yashala. This Ecclesiastes 2:17 said, they that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight. Yes, they will prepare their hearts, which is their mind. It's all about a mindset, It's all about a mindset going into this thing. And we have to have a mindset of victory. You see, we have to have a mindset of victory, man. That's another thing. Like, I've been on teams that was horrible, and then I've been part of organizations, that was very dominant. And the main thing that was different before even, a play, before the first play of the game, it was always a mindset, guys having, confidence, all right, within the system and then within them, just like we gotta go into this thing with a confident mindset. We gotta trust the system of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, and then we have to trust Yahweh Shai that's within us. You see? So it's a mindset going into this thing, having the victory, man. No matter what situation we in, we know that he is. Let's get that. Hey, it's very important to understand that he is. All right. Best athletes and fighters, they never count themselves out, man. When you got a spirit like a champion, man, we gotta have a champion spirit. All right. Which we'll get that too. So let's get Hebrews 11:1. This Hebrews 11:1 says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So that's why scripture say we're gonna walk by faith, and walk. When you go into the Hebrew, it talks about your manner of life. We live by faith. Like, ain't no, plan A, B, C, and no. It's just one plan. That's your Yahweh Shai. And we haven't seen him, but we know he coming through. We know he coming through with no doubt about it, man. We know he gonna show up, man. We just pray to be worthy to be delivered, you know. So we do the things that we need to do on our part, man. You know. So it says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It said, for by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High, so that things which are seen were made of things which do appear. And that's going into He is. You know, he's the only one that can make things something out of nothing, man. You know, speak things and it is, man. So how easy is it going to be for him to deliver us in these times? And see, we got to be conditioned to know that he is, man. He's way above these little things that we go through. All right. And we're gonna be in some hell of a situation, but just to have that, that seared in our mind that he is, that's gonna play a big factor in these times, man. All right. It says by faith, Abel. Well, I'll start jump to 6. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. Yeah, because without faith, all right, it didn't say without fringes. You see, it didn't say without a mixtape. No, it said without faith. That should be the thing pushed, man. Just that belief that he is, man, and that his son, Yahweh Shai, is the deliverer. It says, but with faith it is impossible to please him, for he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. You know? So just that mind frame that he is, you know, is gonna be a mind frame of stability in that time, man. Because ain't no telling what we might end up at, man. But we know it's light work, you know, because this society puts a limit on Yahweh Bashim Shai. You know, even guys that know they're Israelites, as we see them doing, they try to put, you know, even if you can't even put Yahweh Shai in the box, man. You know, the power that was given to Yahweh Shai, you can't fathom that. You can't even begin to fathom the power of the Father, you know, but even Yahweh Shai. You see? We know this it's light work for them to deliver us out this situation, man. And that's why it's important that we, you know, also give thanks when he do, you know, make moves on our behalf. Always give thanks and be grateful, even for the small victories, man. Be grateful for the small victories, you know, that Yahweh Bashim Al Shai does on a daily basis. You know, there's another one. Um, from the brother by Young Yasha in Psalms 18:2 said, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al Shai is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler, and the horn, all right, was going back to the power of my salvation and my high tower. Yep. Fully believing that, man. Because this is part of that playbook. Because we're going to be in a situation where we powerless, man. Where we ain't going to have nothing to do but believe and call upon those names, man. Begging upon those names, man. We're going to be begging, you know, crying, eyes big, you know, calling on that name in these situations that we coming into, you know. But that deliverance is gonna come right when it's needed the most, and that's what I hope is in. So right now, before it gets, you know, just mayhem, this the time to sharpen up. This that spiritual preseason, man. That's why it's good. Hey, just make adjustments, man. Do things different, switch things up, man. You know, do without some things, man. You know, cut the flesh off in particular areas, man, and kind of just, you know, tap into the spirit and, you know, because this is the time to get as close as we can before the destruction. Now, when you go to, I think the Ecclesiastes, all right, this is, Yep, this is Ecclesiastes 12:1. It says, "Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not." Yeah, so before the chaos, it says, "Remember thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not." Yeah, before. All right, pre going into four, man. So before the season of destruction, you know, we should seek who? Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, man. We should draw the who. We should start serving who. You know, we're getting familiar with our power in these times, man. And that's through obedience, discipline, you know, really tapping in. It says, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Yeah, because see, everybody gonna want to seek you how about Shem Al Shai when all these things are taken away. When Esau Edom really start putting the clamp down, everybody gonna want to try to cry out unto a higher power. But you weren't dealing with them before the evil days, man. And that's why he said this. All right, that's why and the most I know niggas, man. You know how you niggas gonna switch it up. Cause right now everybody proud, everybody got everything figured out. Everybody super deep, Everybody got these platforms on how they gonna better the earth, you know. But see, when that fantasy is broken up, this is what it's gonna be. Hosea 5:15. It says, I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early. Yeah, so when Jake really is being afflicted, by this devil, because right now Esau Edom is spoiling them, and he's destroying their mind with gifts. So he's showering them with these different checks, these different breaks. You got the tax credit, you got the unemployment, you got the, free, you pretty much live, damn near living free, man, and not working, man. People got more money than they ever had in their life without working, man. But you wait till this devil put that squeeze down, man. You wait, all right, till body start dropping, man. You wait till famine kick in. All right, Jake gon' try to act like he always, been around. No, man, it ain't gonna work like that. All right, that's why I said this in Judges. I think 10. All right, this is the book of Judges, chapter 10. And 13, it said, Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. You see? And our people with all those our main thing was spiritual fornication. And see, our people are into these things now, because the Christianity, that's pagan guys, man. That has nothing to do with the Bible, you know. Egyptologists and Pan-Africanism and our people that just worship themselves, worship women, worship money, worship status, whatever you worship, whatever the majority of your energy goes to, that's what you worship, man. You can say you worship, you can say you worship with, you can say with your mouth that you worship this and you believe in this, but where your energy go, that's what you worship, man. That's why scripts say where your treasure is, there will your heart be also, man. You know, where your heart is, there will your treasure be. Roughly paraphrase. Or whatever your mind, whatever your energy is into, that's what you treasure, man. All right. Verse 14 says, Go and cry unto the gods which you have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. You're going to have to depend on those. All right. Whatever you was into, whatever you was giving your energy to before the tribulation, that's what's going to have to deliver you, man. So if you was all about chasing the bag and, being a playboy or being a playgirl, or, if that's what you was all about, those things are going to have to deliver you, man. You see? But when you go into the hopeful elect, when you go into my family, read these. that the brother put up, and then I go into that. Get ready to close out. This is Yasha'Allah is a chosen 144. It's Proverbs 1:28 said, "Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me." Yeah, you're gonna be through. Hey, cause going back to the sports, man. If you ain't been, conditioning, if you want conditioning in the off season and the preseason, if you want conditioning, when it get into the game, you're not gonna find that breath. You're gonna be winded. You ain't gonna be able to get, just muster up, a second win. You're gonna be out of shape. You're not gonna be able to perform. It ain't gonna be there. You see, you ain't did nothing in the off season. When the season comes, you're gonna be out of shape. You're gonna be through, and that's how it's gonna be with Jake spiritually, man. They gonna be spiritually, all right, winded, man. Because they're not conditioning now to be spiritual. All right, this is on Proverbs 1:30. It says, "They would none of my counsel." All right, my bad. I skipped 29. It said, for for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. Going back to that fear. And did not choose the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Al Shah, which what governs our life, man. That's what governs us, man. That's what prevents us, from doing too much out here. The fear of Yahweh Bashem Al Shah. And see, Jake hate knowledge because you can't put Jake onto this, man. Jake know everything. Jake got to figure it out. Jake at work, you say, well, they hear talks about, Iran and China, talking about nuking America or something. Jake gonna say, well, I'm glad I stayed in Mississippi. Like that ain't in America, man. Well, Jake think they got some loophole to all this judgment that's coming, man. And Jake hate any kind of knowledge, man. Jake don't want to hear about, how to eat right. Jake don't want to hear about, anything that elevates them, all right, that has nothing to do with some immediate gratification, man, instant gratification, man. Jake hate knowledge, man. It says this Proverbs 1:30 says, "They would none of my counsel, they despise all my reproof." Yeah, all these prophets that the Lord has risen up in the latter days, man. It probably ain't never been as many prophets on earth at one time, man. Because all the ancient prophets are old are back, man. The ones that's known and the ones that's not known. You see, the prophets are here because guess what? The prophets finna come into their reward according to Revelation 11:18. All right. Matter of fact, brother can post it. Revelation 11:18. The prophets finna come to their reward, so they gotta be here. So it probably has never been this many prophets on earth at one time, man. You see, and our people still don't want to hear the counsel. All right. So verse 31, it says, "Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way." Yeah, you're gonna have to eat of the fruit, all right, what you done produced in this society. If all you have is you have no understanding of the scriptures, you have not repented, you don't even know what righteousness is, but you got a bank account full of money, well, you're gonna have to make do with it. So when the economy will crash, you through. You see, when this system crashes, all you got is status, and you're a Facebook celebrity. You're gonna have to eat it. You're gonna have to try to make your Facebook, stardom, work for you in these times of tribulation, man. All right. And it says, it said, "Therefore they shall eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices." Yeah, man. You're gonna have to make it work. Whatever you worship or gave your energy to before the chaos, you're gonna have to make it work, man. The times we're coming into, And this from the brother, by young Yasha'Allah, Proverbs 11:18 said, "The wicked worketh a deceitful work, but to him that soweth righteousness shall be a sure reward." You see, so within this grace period, what we're doing, we're sowing in righteousness, man. This is building up the house of David, man. This live stream, you brothers coming in, giving your energy, with the precepts, and you sisters coming in and being humble. You see, learning in silence. That's all these are sacrifices that are going up, man. We're sowing, all right, righteousness, man. You know, and it's gonna be a reward if we endure. It's all about the endurance, man. All right. And brother put that Revelation on 11 and 18, Bible Shah. Yep. But let me get this in Psalms, and we'll end it with that Revelation. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 91, you know, which there was the Psalms of the video I played before the screen. All right. Now, when you read this, it's really talking about us overcoming, you know, in the day of destruction. Is a good, you know, Psalms to read. All right. Now, I'm going to start at 10 and read down. It said this Psalm 91 and 10 said, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. You see, and that's a hedge, man. All right. And it's going to go into why. All right. The plagues that these people finna suffer, you know, these storms, these pestilence, you know, the violence, all these are plagues, man. Wild beasts, you know. And it says, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. Yeah, there's going to be, you know, divine intervention, help from on high, man. These angels, you know, and ultimately, Yahweh Shai gonna show up, man. But see, before then, man, Yahweh Shai, he's gonna have angels manipulate situations in our favor, man. It says, they shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone, man. So in every situation, man, it's gonna come to a point where it's gonna get so hectic that in every situation we're gonna have aid from on high. You know, but we gotta be tried first, man. It's gonna get hard before it get better, man. You know, but hey, go through it with a mindset like a champion, man. It said, thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon, which is basically this system ran by who? Esau, Edom, man. So basically, we're gonna triumph over this, man. All these things that he's going to bring forth, all these things that he has coming, you know, especially to try to destroy the prophets, man, and the believers, because the scriptures talk about he gonna go to war with the remnant of her seed. But it says what? Thou shalt tread upon the lion, because Esau is likened to a hunter, you know, a ferocious hunter. The young lion and the dragon, you know, talking about this system, man. Shalt thou trample under feet, because he have set his love upon me. Now, this is he's speaking on why he's doing all this, all right, on behalf of the hopeful elect. It says, because he have set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he have known my name. You know, because he have known my name, past tense, which means we have the name now. You know, and how do we set our love upon him? By what? Faith and obedience. How Shai told Peter, if you love me, feed my sheep. Verse 15 says, he shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation, man. I will show him my salvation. Why, man? Because what we doing now within this grace period, man. You see, Jake is taking, you got a lot of Israelites is taking this grace period to feed themselves, man. You know, they taking this grace period to feed them. And it's gonna look real bad in the time to come. It's gonna show everything finna be exposed, man. You see? Everything finna be exposed, man. So let's end it here. You know, this is your brother Gashawn 72. You know, Shalom Mak. How about you, my Shabbat? This Revelation 11:18. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged. Yeah, it's game time now. The wrath of the Lord finna enter into the earth. It's gonna be game time now, man. You see, all this playing. See, Jake still get to play. You see, like I say, like the practice. You know, you can play, you can get away with different things and practice that you ain't gonna be able to get away with in the game, man. It's gonna be exposed, man. You see, and it says, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints. You see, hold on, so like. And to the saints and them that fear thy name, small and great, all right, and should it destroy them which destroy the earth, man. So we come into a time of rewards, man. All right, this the true championship, you know. But we in the preseason before, all right, the game that's gonna come and try us, man. You know, so we have to take day by day. There's a day to get better at something, man. You know, a day to be productive, a day to just to get better, man. You know, a day of overcoming the flesh a little more, and it's gonna all pay off, in the end. So I just wanted to touch on that. Lord will, you brothers, you few sisters edified, man. Hey, it's a spiritual preseason. All right, make the adjustments you need to make. We got to make the adjustment we need to make. It's because of continual growth, man. Continue working on these things, because when it hit, when the internet shut down, when it's lights out, you know, ain't gonna be no more timeouts. It's just gonna be game time, man. And we gotta, just be ready in the spirit, you know. So Lord will, you brothers and you few sisters edified to the next time. Say Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah, DTA, Abba, Abba. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halal Yahweh Bashim Shai, Shalom.